Why I stopped lifting weights and got better results than ever. I wanted to share this personal story with you that has been very eye-opening for me. Think of this video as a reflection on my journey and experiences. Long story short, I started working out and focusing on strength training when I was around 15 or 16 through gymnastics. In high school, I started going to afternoon gymnastics training sessions 3 times a week. That's how it all began. That's a longer story for another video, but the main thing is that this was my first real experience with exercise and strength training. It was all bodyweight stuff done at school, mostly basic strength work and gymnastics routines. So I started with bodyweight training, but it wasn't very structured or thought out system. A lot of things were missing that I've been doing consistently for a long time now. Most of our focus back then was on actual gymnastic skills since we were preparing for competitions. We also had some conditioning sessions on the side, which we honestly couldn't stand. The fun part for us was doing skills on the rings, the parallel bars or pommel horse. Doing leg raises and push-ups felt more like a torture than training. But even with that setup, we already had a solid physique and stood out as gymnast guys compared to our peers. Later on, I became interested in a different direction. Some of my classmates and friends did weight training, which was super popular at the time. The whole Arnold effect was still a big thing, bodybuilders were really popular back then, and supplement companies were blowing up. Everyone was talking about it, and the whole scene had a ton of hype. Of course, I got curious too. I wanted to see how could I look better and get more muscular through regular gym workouts. So I started lifting, hit the gym consistently, and at the same time, I was studying to become a personal trainer. Eventually, I got into the University of Physical Education in Budapest. Gymnastics was kinda still in the background, but I was more focused on weight training. I also started working as a personal trainer and followed the usual path, training clients in a typical gym. Then came the turning point. I started going back to the gymnastics gym because they called me in for a competition. The team had come together again. After my regular gym sessions, I'd head over to the gymnastics gym and train there again. And that's when it hit me. Everything hurt, I felt weak, my muscles were tight, and even simple movements felt super hard. I had a decent physique, lifting weights definitely gives you that, but it became clear that I lacked mobility. My whole body hurt, even during moves that I used to do easily without pain. That was one big wake-up call. The other thing was, I had never seriously gone after those advanced flashy skills like the planche, front lever or human flag, even though they'd always been a dream of mine. But at this point, even the basics hurt, so that dream just felt even more out of reach. Sure, I had the physique, I looked pretty much the same as when I used to train gymnastics, but I was in constantly pain, and honestly, I couldn't really do anything with my body. On the top of that, I was getting bored of the same old gym workouts. And with my gymnastics background, I had this realization. I was working on how I looked, but I couldn't actually use my body for anything except lifting weights. And since I'd always admired those gymnastic skills, I finally said to myself, alright, it's time, let's go for it. That's a whole story in itself, but that's actually how gymnastics method was born. At first, I built the system just for myself. Then a few of my clients followed me into the gymnastics gym, started training the same way, and got similar results. That's when I found myself getting more and more into it. By then, I was already studying at university, learning biomechanics and a bunch of useful things, and I basically started rebuilding everything from the ground up. I realized that this kind of training involved totally different types of loading and stress, and because of that, I was progressing way faster. My physique also started shifting in a new direction, and I became more proportionate. Since I was moving my own body, my muscle development started matching my structure and natural proportions. I finally mastered those flashy skills I had always dreamed of, which felt incredible and gave my self-confidence a massive boost. The pain disappeared, I became way more mobile, and people around me started noticing too. What's funny is that back when I used to train in the gym, sure, I looked alright, but no one ever said anything. No one came up and said, "Hey, you must be working out, nice job." But when I started doing the planche holds, human flags, and one-arm chin-ups, and had a lean, defined physique to go with it, suddenly everyone was impressed. It really stood out because they didn't just see the body, they saw the real strength and control behind it. And here's the twist. After doing all those joint preps, mastering the bodyweight basics, and later the more advanced skills, some of which even gymnastics coaches said I wouldn't be able to learn as an adult, I proved them wrong. Then I started reintroducing weights into my training. Mostly in the form of weighted basics like weighted dips, pull-ups or push-ups. I also added in accessory movements, including exercises that gymnasts use. Today, it's really common that when I train in a gym, I start with these bodyweight moves, and after that, I use machines or cables, just like I did in the old days at the gym. And honestly, this combination gave the best physique of my life. So the main message of this video isn't that weight training is bad. I only stopped it at one point so I could hit a reset and rebuild from the ground up. I prepared my body, mobilized and strengthened my joints, built a solid foundation, and learned exercises that I still enjoy to this day. I have no tight muscles or joints anymore, I can train without pain, and I still include these elements in every workout. After that, you can absolutely use weights and machines to pump up and build more, but in my opinion, the order is crucial. If you also want to achieve similar results and you don't want to go through the same mistakes, pain, and wasted years I did, if you want to minimize the risk of failure, then I've got good news for you. I've recorded this entire system, and by now, thousands of my students are using it successfully. Many of them achieved their dream physique while also learned skills they never thought possible. All this knowledge and experience is available at gymnasticsmethod.com or in the Gymnastics Method app through the premium annual membership. This option gives you the best value and connects you to a community of people who've already gone through the hard part, achieved success, and are ready to help you and motivate as well. Click the link in the description and start training today, and in just a few weeks, you will start experiencing the benefits I had to wait years for. But if you want to get the most out of yourself and support your progress with irreplaceable help, personalized guidance, constant feedback, and 24/7 accountability from an expert, apply to one-on-one coaching. Otherwise, if you want to work at your own pace, using the same well-structured system, just click the link below, join the Gymnastics Method community with the app, and get access to all my programs, tutorials, daily workouts, and much more. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and now check out one of my earlier videos on the end screen.